Shalom, I'm going to go right into it, giving all praise to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shabbat Shem Kai Kodash. I'm entitled this video, Esau knows that we are not Hamites or Hametic. Anyway, what I did earlier, I went to the word Semitic or Semitic people, and I read the first paragraph, It says Semites, Semitic peoples, or Semitic culture was a term for an ethnic, cultural, or racial group. The terminology is now largely obsolete outside the grouping Semitic languages. In linguistics, you can look up Semitic languages, see where that takes you. It's at first used in the 1770s by members of the Göttingen school of history. This biblical terminology. Now Esau, they know that the characters, the peoples in the Bible, the nations, they know that the population of the world goes back to three people: Hamites, Japhites, or Shemites. They know that. And they know that they're Edomites. And they know that we're the Israelites. And I'm going to show you based upon the title. It says this biblical terminology. So the term Semite or Semitic people, which is actually Shemite, they know it goes back to the scriptures, which most Edomites don't know. You know, we're finding out that these Christians don't really understand these scriptures. They're not spiritually connected to the scriptures. It said this biblical terminology for race was derived from Shem, Hebrew Shem, one of the three sons of Noah. It says the generations, this is like a side note, the generations of Noah, or the table of nations, is a genealogy of the sons of Noah and their dispersion into many lands after the flood. So they know about the flood. See, when you go to this page here, go to Google, you put in Semitic or Semitic people, it will take you to, the first site it'll take you to is Wikipedia, which would say Semitic people. So when you read and you see the words written in blue, then you put the cursor over the words that are written in blue, and it'll give you some information on that particular subject or that particular term or name. So it says, so I put the cursor up. I'm not showing you on camera, but you got to do it yourself. It says the generations of Noah, or table of nations, is a genealogy of the sons of Noah and their dispersion into many lands after the flood. So when Noah had his three sons, they all went their separate ways. And every person that you see, every man, woman, and child that you see walking down the street in your city, downtown, the business district, the shopping district, the park, anytime you see a person, they either came from Ham, Shem, or Japhet. It says focusing on the major known societies, the term nations to describe the descendants is a standard English translation of the Hebrew word goy. I'm not going to read anymore. It says, let me read this again. It said first used in the 17th. The term Shemite, Shemitic, or Semitic, first used in the 1770s by members of the Göttingen School of History. The biblical terminology for race was derived from Shem, Hebrew. Shem, one of the 3 sons of Noah in the book of Genesis. Together with now in Genesis 10 it goes into the 3 sons of Noah and their sons. It says together with the parallel terms Hamites and Japhites. In archaeology, the term is sometimes used informally as a kind of shorthand for ancient Semitic speaking people. Now, ancient Semitic speaking people are people that are Shemites. Now, what I did was I put the cursor over Hamites. Then I clicked and it took me to Hamites, and this is what it says. If you go to the box on the right of the screen, you'll see a map. Let me open this up. Okay, all you got is the picture, so let me go back. They're showing you the land of Ham, which is mentioned in the scriptures. The land of Ham. See, Esau knows they're scholars, they're historians, they're Bible scholars, they're Bible historians, and just historians in general. They know that the land of Ham is geographically it's Africa. Now this is what I noticed. I said, let me read this. It says German 1932 ethnographic map. Ethno meaning basically nation, ethnicity, graphic. Basically it's breaking down where the nation settled to. And all nations are separate groups. That's why they eat, the food that they eat is different from another ethnic group. The language is different. The way they dance, the customs. And like you have in certain places where you have mixed customs or mixed ethnicities, where you have a mixture of different nations. Like Rome was a mixed place. It was like a great melting pot, like America is today. It says German 1932 ethnographic map portraying Hametic as a subdivision of the darker skinned races. Now listen to this good. Not to be confused with the Negroes. Now what comes to your mind? The Bible dictionary. So here the Bible dictionary said it, and Wikipedia says it. Let me read that again. German 1932. So they know who. If we're not African, because they're saying that we're African American. That was a term, I believe it was 85. When I remember when we were Negroes. Hell, that's a movie right there. I remember when we were Negroes. Hell, I remember when we were colored. I remember as a young man, we would call that colored boy over there. Then we call Negroes. And then I think it was 85 by Jesse Jackson. I think he coined the phrase, the term African American. Oh, now the new one is black. We're just black. Which is a good label because you are black. You're blacked out in the mind. Black is the absence of light. So when you call yourself black, you're not lying. You are black. I said, what's your name? I'm black. Good, you answered correctly. It says, I got to read this again. German, 1932 ethnographic map portraying Hametic as a subdivision of the darker skinned races. Are not Negroes, so-called Negroes, darker skinned races? But it goes on to say, not to be confused with the Negroes. So this is from Wikipedia under the word Hamites, and they're saying that they geographically they're from the land of they're located in the land or the continent Africa, and they show you that on the map. This goes back. This is the Germans. The Germans knew who we were. If they know who the Hamites are, then they damn sure know who the Edomites are. They know that they're the Edomites. They know that they're the Edomites. What does it say in what is that, Ezekiel 28? There's nothing that they can hide from them. Thou art wiser than Daniel. It goes on to say thou art wiser than Daniel. So Esau checks everything out. And they came to the conclusion that, yes, the Hamitic people geographically live in the continent called Africa, and that they're dark-skinned, they're of the dark-skinned races. But it says, now I got to keep reading this, not to be confused with the Negroes. So aren't Negroes dark-skinned? Did not Negroes come from Africa? The Western, that's a known fact. Slaves came from West Africa. So why can't we be Africans? Because we're not Africans. We're Israelites. And who knows this? The elite among Esau. That's why they put it there, but they ain't going to tell you who the Negroes are. Anyway, I don't got to read anymore. You can read the rest of this if you like. You know what? Let me scroll down to African American views. Yeah, I don't want to read this. I don't read this. Yeah, I'm not going to read all this. But see, this is what I wanted. I wanted this right here. Anyway, with that, actually, you know what I'm going to do? Let me do this. Let me give you a scripture. Yeah, this is little tidbits of information. You know, when you go to Google, when you go to Wikipedia, you know, that's a bold statement to say the Africans are geographically in the continent called Africa. When you go further back in the history, that was the name given to the continent by a Roman general by the name of Leo Scipio Africanus. And Africanus was a surname given to him because because the word Africa is Latin, ab frigas, ab meaning not, and frigas means cold. The opposite of cold is hot. So Africa is a hot continent. Now when you go to Genesis 10, if they got all that information on who the Hamites are and that Negroes are not Hamites or Hametic, they have to know who they are. They have to know that they're Edomites. Genesis 10 verse 1, or the whole chapter, we call this the Table of Nations. It says, now these are the generations of the sons of Noah. Shem, where you get the word Shemitic or Semitic, Ham, and Japhet, and unto them were sons born after the flood. So now let's go to Ham. And these are the sons of Ham: Cush, and Mizraim, and Pud, and Canaan. You have Cushites that still identify themselves as, or Ethiopians identifying themselves as Cushites. They know that they're the Cushites, the biblical Cushites. Mizraim, they still use that term. The Arabs control Egypt today, and they use the term for Egypt. They call it how do they pronounce it? Mitzrayim. And so-called Hebrew, so-called Jewish Hebrew, for lack of a better way of saying it, they say Mitzrayim. And the Arabs say it a little bit differently, but it's the same sound. And in the ancient Hebrew, we would say Lashwan Kodash, as we call it, we would say Martazayim. It says in the sons of Cush, and it goes into the sons of Cush. So they would be considered what? They would be considered Hamites. People, Mizraim, the people of Mizraim or the Egyptians are Hamites. Or you would say in the Hebrew, Ham, which means hot. Put or Pawat. And Canaan. Now when you go to bear me for a minute. Okay, these are all the people that came out of Shem. That's where you get the term Shemitic, Semite, Shemite. The Genesis 10 verse 22, the children of Shem. Elam. Who are the people of Elam today? They're the people of Pakistan and Persia. Those are the Elamites. So the people of Iran are Shemites. The people of India, East India, they're Shemites. The people of Pakistan, they're Shemites. And Ashur, when the 22nd verse of Genesis 10, Ashur, the Assyrians, and Aphaxad, and Lud, and Aram. Now, the line of the chosen line goes through Aphaxad. That's where Abraham's line came out of his father Terah, and his line came out of Aphaxad, because Terah had a father, and his father goes all the way back to Aphaxad. What you get, Jacob and Esau. Jacob and Esau are two different nations. To tell you that they were two manner of people in two separate nations in that womb. So you have two completely different type of people, Jacob and Esau, but they're both Shemitic. So we'll be classified as Semitic. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom and it's on to the next one. Like I said, I don't want to make this super long.